broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey there, Grimsters! Welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV! Guys, I'm so excited because we get to talk about Mishipeshu. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're talking about Season 4, Episode 18 here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm your host, Zach Wilson. I'm so excited. The rest of my panel is here. Yael Tygiel.
Hi, everybody.
Dillon.
Hey.
We see Tari's not here, so yet again we are left to ponder whether or not they are the same person.
I know for a fact that they are.
I don't know what you guys think, but I want to know whether you're tuned in live or tuned in later. Make sure that you're subscribed to youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV so you can get this and every other show that we do here at AfterBuzz. We're doing over 100 hours of content a week. That is an insane level that even the Vesson Council could not handle. So go on there, go on to iTunes, go on to SoundCloud, all the places that you can get AfterBuzz TV. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your loved ones, and protect yourself from the Mishipeshu.
I thought you were going to say tell your lovers.
If you want to tweet at us throughout the show, throughout the week, you can tweet at me at that Zach Wilson, THATZACHWIL.
It's TURIJY.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
That was frightening. I'm so scared. Yael Tygiel.
Hi. I'm sorry, that just freaked me out.
Sorry, guys, that was a
Dillon.
hologram messed up.
You can tweet at me at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIL. Also, I'm in the chat roll, guys. So if you have comments, and you guys are really blowing up the chat roll.
Yeah, if you haven't tuned in live, all of the people who tuned in every week get real talkative, and they have a lot to say.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it. Hi to everyone's saying hello to me. Hi, Boo. Hi, Rox. Hi, Nikki, James, Lydia, Mr. Goku. I figured out how to read it.
Yeah.
Nikki. Hi, guys.
No, you figured out how to read Mr. Goku. Good job. Well, hello, everyone in the chat room. You can follow me at Dillon Chance.
You can find me at Tari.
They are the same. What if Tari is just Dillon's spirit animal?
It's Mishipeshu. I believe it. Why don't you tell
find
me
me at Tari J.
All right, we get it. Tari's not here.
Yes, he is.
or is he? All right.
He's sitting on the couch. You guys just don't see him. He's off camera.
All right. Let's jump in with the quote.
Yes, please.
The spirit you seek in the water is only a reflection of yourself.
I couldn't
even let me get to the end of it.
No, I couldn't.
But yeah, I couldn't find this. This is another quote I could not find as I searched the internet. Well, there's been a couple of them that we found have been originals.
Yeah.
I think this may be one of them.
I give it to the chat roll. Figure out where the quote is from. Challenge.
Yeah. But before we get into the Vesson of the Week storyline and all of our Native American jokes, and we will at length because I actually really enjoyed this episode, I want to talk about Juliet.
Wait, do you have planned Native American jokes?
No, I actually don't, but I wish I did.
I feel like that's offensive.
No, I mean, not if you do them not offensively.
Okay. Moving on.
I'm interested to see where this goes.
I'm scared. Let's get to it, though.
I'm not making jokes at their expense. It's just at the episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But let's talk about Juliet, because Juliet is nuts. NVTS nuts.
Okay.
Any of you who got that joke, you are my best friends.
Nope.
Thank
God I'm not the only one.
I'm lost in that one.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I'm not going to be racist, Mr. Goku Jr.
Moving on.
Mr. Goku Jr.
Mr. Goku Jr. Can we talk about Juliet?
How do you guys feel about Juliet in this episode?
Okay, so I'm torn because I really liked her whole like, wait, you think I'm pretty? Woman-y thing. I loved the way she was like.
Her whole bar scene?
Yeah, the whole bar scene was great because I just like the idea of this guy hitting on her and her being like, you know what, I don't have time for this bull. That said, I think there was a great, I don't remember who said it because it was way before the show even started. There were comments in the chat roll about the fact that now that she's revealed herself in a pretty public place, there may be issues with the council.
Right. She's going to start getting attention from places she doesn't want attention from, which is not good.
James says Juliet will incur the wrath of the Vescent Council. Yeah. Go.
Yeah, I mean, well, she does. She exposes herself in public. Sorry, I heard it as I was saying it.
What did she do?
She exposed herself.
She did.
But she did. She vogued in front of a human, which, as we've seen, the Vescent Council is very protective of keeping the Vescent just existence quiet. So. If she did that, like, now this is one guy, and he was at a bar, he's drunk, like, nobody else seemed to see it. So they saw her throw a guy, but like that's right. That's you can write that off pretty easy.
And all the lights exploded. And
but something that happens.
Yeah. But like that, there's reasonable explanations around that. As much as there are any of these Vescent, like all of our 4 seasons worth of Vescent of the Week murders, like. Yeah. Look, you can only do so much, but that's like except for that one guy who saw her Hexenbeast face.
Yeah, and no one's gonna trust him.
As scared as I feel like he should have been.
I think it was just more of like a shock. Like,
well, he immediately then grabbed her. He was like, "Wait a minute," and just grabbed her shoulder. And I was like, "Why would anyone try to go after that?"
We got a comment from the chat roll. Farcia Lilu says it's a Native American legend of the spirit animal of the jaguar, she thinks.
Oh, the Mishipeshu.
I think the quote.
Well, didn't they, in the show, they called him like a water panther or something?
Yeah. Oh, no, the Mishipeshu, and we'll get into this later.
But I think she's saying the quote is from a Native American legend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't find it immediately. Most Native American legends are just an oral tradition, so there's not like a written history in most cases.
Thus
that may have been why I had trouble finding it. But thank you very much. But yeah, so let's. So, what do you guys think at the end of this? Like, she gets arrested, and then
Nick is like, I'm gonna keep her there because it's the safest way, and that way I'll be able to know where she is.
Which makes sense and is also a little creepy.
Yes, agreed. Both of those totally make sense, but really creepy.
Yeah.
Why creepy though?
Her. Well, because,
you know what, almost wife, I don't know where you are because you're kind of a danger to yourself. I'm gonna just let you stay in this cell.
Yeah,
That's not creepy to you.
But you said it. You just spelled it out right there. She could be a danger to herself. We've the way we've accepted it, at least on this show, is that the Hexenbeast. In Juliet, like her Hexenbeastness, if you will, is changing her personality, right?
Right.
So, in essence, you could equate that to a mental illness. If somebody has a serious mental illness that is a danger to them or to others, and in this case, we just saw Juliet in a bar assault a guy, get arrested for assault, where she easily could have killed that guy if she'd wanted to. If he'd gotten a little too handsy and she'd been angry, she could have thrown him through the wall. So, at that point, I think it is totally reasonable to say, you are a danger, so yes, I'm going to leave you behind bars.
I think to go with your analogy, you don't put someone who has some sort of mental illness in a jail cell so you can keep track of them. You get them help.
Well, they're working on that, but I see what you're saying. But at the same time, I don't feel like Nick delivered it that way.
No,
it kind of just came off as I'm just going to keep you here so that I don't have to worry about you,
and so that I know where you are at all times.
That's what it kind of came off as. But I get what you're saying. They have to do it more for a protection.
Yeah, because you can't just take her to a mental hospital because she there's no legal reason to keep her there, or not reasons that you could tell them anyway. So unless he wants to
Do you think they have
involve,
Vesson mental hospitals?
I'm sure they do,
have to,
but
right?
like you wouldn't want to put the super powerful Hexen Beast in one. I doubt they
Yeah.
could handle it. But if you put her in a public facility, she's not going to want to use her powers to break out, because that just like it becomes a manhunt for her. She has the entire police force looking for her now,
Right.
as opposed to a Vesson mental hospital where if an escape, they're going to try to keep quiet.
I want to see that episode.
Okay. Excuse that. That was not me.
No.
That was my cell phone vibrating under the table.
I see. Excuse him. Guys.
I mean, in the chat room, so Shalon Ziti says, why doesn't the Vesson Council have a Vesson jail hospital? They must.
they probably do.
Well, maybe they don't, because so far we've seen that their methods are usually just to kill people.
I feel like they would. I feel like there has to be something like that, because I'm going to say, far assumption reaching out here, that they probably have had instances with their family members. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're like, I'm not going to kill
them.
them. I'm going to put them in this jail hospital.
Yeah. Well, I just mean, I'm betting that those things exist. I
Yeah.
don't think that the Vesson Council has them, because that we just seen them kill everybody
guys,
they've dealt
guys.
with.
We know they exist because we saw that they had a Vesson doctor.
Guys, Tari J. Miller
Oh,
says
man.
if they have Vesson fertility clinics, they have to have Vesson nut houses. Tari, welcome.
Dylan, how are you typing? You don't even have a computer in front of you.
It's a very advanced AI program.
That's what Tari is. He is part spirit animal, part advanced AI program. The conspiracy
Tari
continues.
is my Jarvis.
But
Mr. Goku says the fertility clinics are the nut houses. I find that offensive.
I don't know how it's offensive, but it is in some way.
Right? Not to me, just in general.
But so, with Juliet going off the deep end,
I get it now.
James explained it. Okay, continue.
so with Juliet going off the deep end, Nick wants to fix this, but so do Monroe and Rosalie.
Finally.
Yeah, which is like, yeah, we just got their reaction. Like, they just found out last week, so now they've had time to think about it, and they're sort of like,
We're going to do something?
This woman, Henrietta, says you can't do that. So, and just like we were talking about this last week.
Yeah.
They also just cured a couple of different
Right.
Vesson types that people would say, you can't fix this problem. And Rosalie is just like, nah, I got this.
Right, because if they would have told them earlier, like this storyline should have happened episodes ago. I feel like it was just dragged out, and it shouldn't have been. Also, Tari is Ultron, apparently.
Oh,
You're right. It could have happened like right away, where they just like decided like, no, we're gonna help. Like, are you kidding? Like, but at least it's just like the next episode. It's like the almost the next day.
I'm just worried that they're going to try and drag it out more. Like Rosalie's going to drop the book and it closes.
Well,
and it's like, oh no!
If I have any criticism on especially the back half of this season, it's that we're wheel spinning right now.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason why this whole storyline with Juliet and Adeline and Kenneth needs to take as long as it's taking. You could do all of what they're doing in 2 episodes. The last 4 episodes worth of serialized storylines could be boiled down into 1 or 2 episodes.
I agree.
And that is something that is disappointing. I actually don't put that more on the writers as much as I put that on the network. Network television tends to like procedurals because they're used to people tuning in once in a while.
Right.
Like, they find it and they can jump in because you're
miss
confused
much, yeah.
with Juliet's
Yeah.
storyline, but you still got your Mishipeshu storyline, and you can follow it from beginning to end.
Right.
And that's just sort of the nature of network television.
Yeah.
But I hope that as we get into the last 4 episodes of the season, I think that's how many we have left? Either 4 or 5?
I think we have 3.
Is it 3?
Oh, maybe not. This is.
I thought we
this is
get to
episode 18.
I think we get to 22, right?
Yeah.
So 19, 21, 22. Correct. Chat roll, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's 22 episodes this season.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get that. Like, now that we have so few episodes left, they'll have to kick up the pace.
Or
Hope
drag
so.
it into next season.
Oof,
I mean, well,
they could.
I guess they got the pickup early enough that they could have.
Yeah.
But I think that they're going to wrap up something. It's just a question of which piece is going to be the
Right.
big
Weren't we
thing
supposed
next
to get
season.
Trouble back by the end of this season? Wasn't that what we heard?
That is the rumor.
There was another rumor that we heard that hasn't come true either, so
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
We won't talk about that one, Yael.
Don't talk about
I
that.
don't want to.
But so they're going to help out, and they get Renard in on this, and he is like helpful.
Yeah.
Surprisingly helpful.
He's going through this weird thing, and I have a theory about it. I have a theory about the whole situation with the guy that he hits. Ready? Are we ready for this?
Well, I want to get into that separately because
Okay.
that's separate from
I disagree.
the help with you. Oh, you think it's
I think
mashed
it's-
up. All right,
I think
all
it's
right.
Juliet related.
okay?
As we saw in his flashback, which I will thank the writers for giving us that flashback of her being like, this will hurt. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I think that through bodily fluid transfer, she has transferred this whatever evilness is going on with her and has made him more evil or kind of a bullyish way.
So,
Wasn't he kind of already like that, though?
Yeah, but he punched that guy for no reason. Although I tweeted my theory on the reason, because what kind of jerk thinks that girl can break 100? That is just rude.
no, he was going through all the hundreds to find a small bill. He's like, nope, 100. There's so many hundreds. Sorry, this is just the problem that you have. 100. Oh, there's a 20. Here you go.
Sure, punch that guy.
I kind of, I don't know what I was thinking.
Why did he punch that guy?
I
thought it
assumed-
was, he thought that was someone following him.
Yeah, I thought it was he. I thought he like
Because who
saw
else
the
would
guy.
have that much money?
Yeah, that was one of Kenneth's people.
I assumed that as well, but the more I thought about it, and the fact that he took the wallet and then gave it back.
Well, then I think he saw the ID and the stuff and went, oh, wait, no, this guy's not. Okay, never mind, my bad. And then
I actually think he still might be a guy like somehow
Oh,
connected.
so-
But maybe you're right. Maybe he's being paranoid. I mean, he is being. He knows that he's being tracked
Right.
by the prince
Right.
at this point. So it pays to be protective.
Yeah.
Nikki S says Juliet gave Renard a crazy psycho STD virus. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, we follow you. Yeah.
And then Tari agrees. That was my thought too. See, okay, so I'm not the only one.
It's not. It's an STI, sexually transmitted insanity.
It's an STH. No? Okay.
Well,
These already.
yeah,
anyway.
we used that one already earlier in the season. Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I failed.
Lydia Sorrells, I like this analogy. Juliet is Dark Phoenix, Nick is Cyclops, and Renard is Wolverine.
I mean, they have been talking about how she's Dark Phoenix. The whole chat roll's been going crazy.
It fits. I like the analogy.
Yeah.
It like hits all of my nerd sensors, like the different parts of my brain, like Marvel nerd. Like
Here's my problem with Renard being Wolverine is that his wound has done the opposite. Right? Wolverine heals. His has healed, but is now opening.
well, if his powers get weak, his healing factor gets messed up. I don't know. But so, any more thoughts on Renard in this plot? He brings the book over,
Yeah,
but
he's
that's sort of
helpful.
just like, we've given you guys the pieces. Don't close the book. It's real complicated to get open.
I'm really
careful
glad
with the
someone
hat.
said that. I'm glad they were like, don't close the book.
Yeah, they've got the hat. Then they need to get in touch with his mom because they don't know what the ratio that she used to mix it. And I think he's going to bring in Henrietta, no?
Well, so someone was talking, sorry to go back. I don't know how to say this name right there. Read it.
Oh, I can't read
Okay.
that.
So this person, thank you for your difficult name, says that they think that Juliet's blood did something acidic to Henrietta's house, so it could totally be infectious, which is a good point. Remember
yeah,
when
'cause
they
it melted through the
through the
floor.
floor and the earth. So bodily fluids. Who knows what she gave him?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It could be any number of different problems that arise. This is for even the people in the show. This is uncharted territory.
So are we
Everybody's
saying
sort of
that
making it up as they go
Juliet
along.
Has alien blood from the movie Alien. She has xenomorph blood.
It's a fair analogy. Let's put it that way.
Love nerds.
But so we might be we can't find Renard's mom, but they are gonna. It sounds like he's gonna call in Henrietta to work with Rosalie.
Yeah, I mean, I have this really bad feeling that it's going to be her making, like, here are a bunch of different things. Let's try them all and see what works.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be tough. I mean, luckily she's locked up in jail for now,
Okay.
but probably not for long.
Yeah.
Till she wants to leave.
Yeah,
So
until
she's
she
like,
wants to
"I'm
leave.
done."
All right. So any more thoughts on Juliet, Monroe, Rosalie?
No.
Renard. Okay.
This episode
So
was very, like...
it was very just
Here are two stories.
Again, like I said, it was a little bit of wheel spinning to get us to the next episode, which I'm hoping focuses more on the serialized stories. So before we jump into the Vesson of the Week story and the Mishipeshu. I want to give some iTunes shout outs.
You want to give iTunes shout outs?
Well, Yael is going to give you the
Yeah,
shout
that's
outs,
what I
but
thought,
I'm going to
guys.
toss to the iTunes shout outs. Yael.
Yeah.
Because you guys that help us out on iTunes by giving us a review, you're seriously helping us. It's not just like feeding our egos.
Right.
And it does that too.
It does.
That is a very welcome side effect.
I don't know if you've heard,
but-
I have a huge ego, guys.
Hey-o.
No,
No.
I meant legitimately.
Oh, right.
No, yeah, Yael's got it.
Yeah,
it's
it's
got
true.
issues.
It wasn't a...
It wasn't a dirty joke there.
It was not an innuendo.
I know you don't believe me, but yeah.
Yeah, but so make sure that you're going on there because it helps us find it helps fans of the show find our podcast. It helps the network to keep the lights on because making sure that people can find these reviews, people keep watching. It makes sure that everything goes well. It helps us find sponsors. It helps us get guests, and we've got some very cool stuff that we're working on. And we need
Yeah,
your
we
reviews to
are.
help us lock it down because we can't announce it until we can confirm that it's happening. And we need your reviews to help us out.
That's
so
the
Yael,
first place they look when we ask. They go check our reviews. Hey, is this a legitimate show? Oh, yeah. Look at those.
he's not kidding. That's
Yeah.
really how it works.
Also, all your complaints about my complaints have been why he's not here. That's not true.
Well, yeah. Why don't you tell us who are our
Okay.
favorite people this week?
Guys, shout out to Court0624. 5 stars, great recap show. If I give a review, will I still get a shout out? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Great podcast. Totally love I totally love Grimm and totally love AfterBuzz. Aw. I love getting up on Monday morning and listening to what everyone has to say about Grimm and the Grimm world. We love talking about it.
Yep.
Thank you, Court. I'm going to assume that's short for Courtney. It's an assumption I'm making. Okay.
probably so.
Blessed in the U.S., Melanie. 5 stars. Love the interaction between the hosts. I love listening to the podcast every week. The hosts play off each other with an informative but entertaining way. Keep up the great work. Thanks. That's so sweet.
You are blessed.
Okay. Dexstar. That's Dexstar.
Oh, Dexstar.
4 stars.
Dar.
4 stars. Fun podcast. It has been fun listening to the podcast chat about the show. I started listening recently, so I have been going through the podcast from the current season. I don't understand the enthusiasm regarding Trouble. Uh-oh. That may be because every time I hear her name, I cringe. It's stupid. It's such a stupid name. If they start calling her Teresa on the show, I probably wouldn't mind the character so much. Seriously, who calls themselves or others Trouble with a straight face? I keep expecting someone on the show to burst out laughing and say, no, really, what's your actual name? Dexter, that is a very fair point.
I mean,
Very fair point.
when I first heard her name, I thought kind of the same thing, but
Yeah.
I just pushed past it.
We all hated it
Yeah.
at first.
Yeah.
We were like, no.
That's silly. But
Yeah.
then you get used to it.
Yeah.
She's just such a cool character. It
Yeah,
does stop
she becomes
mattering.
so awesome that I don't even care anymore. It's
And
just like
we
Trouble.
make stupid puns.
That's true.
Yeah, it's great for
It
puns.
really is.
All right, last one. Tiger Lily 92, 5 stars. Thanks. Love the show. I'm so glad AfterBuzz covers the show. Even though Grimm is dark, I really love the show. Brings out the entertainment and funny parts of it. That's true.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Trouble. Ooh. And I can't wait for her to come back. I want her to grow and for us to see her show us all her awesomeness on as a Grimm. I want more Grimms on the show. We do too. We do too, guys.
Yeah.
I want an evil Grimm, like a Grimm that is old school Grimm that just wants to kill every Vesson they come across, and that like they have to Grimm battle.
That would be great because we haven't seen that. Like we got a taste of it with
Nick's mom.
When Kelly showed up.
Like back to off.
Yeah, because then she became good, and now she's helping. She's being a mom again. The mom she never was to Nick. But you're right. That would be something that would be fun for the show. That would be different, and I hope that on season 5 we sort of blow out the world a little more so that we get to see those aspects of it.
They hinted at it in this episode when Wu asked Renard, hey, so what's the percentage of crime in Portland?
Oh my God, that was so good.
That was a great, because again,
We've talked about
Wu
that.
is just like providing like questions that like we keep asking all the time. Like, there's a lot of crime. Like,
there's a lot of Vesson crime.
Yeah, is nobody aware? Like, he's like, most crime is Vesson related.
So most crime everywhere in the world is just Vesson related.
I believe it.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that, I feel like that was a small kind of throw out to like, hey, this is happening all over the place, which could lead us to other places.
Yeah.
We have an amazing prediction from Socialanziet. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, is that that same name?
Yeah, it's the hard name. Maybe Adeline Nick's baby's blood will cure Juliet. It would be so wrong, though, but it would be so good. If the new baby can cure Juliet. Oh, my God.
That'd be real complicated.
I love it.
What if they have to, like, eat the placenta? I mean, I know that's
I do not want that to be where we're going.
I really hope that's where we're going. Okay.
Oi.
Moving on.
Oi. All right, so let's get into the Vesson of the week. What did you guys think of Simon George's storyline here? Simon George and the Mishipeshu.
Go.
I liked it. It was fun. It was different. I've said this before. I like the Vesson that aren't necessarily Vesson stories. Because it adds some more elements to this, fantasy world that we live in here. Instead of just every one has to be a specific, this is a person that turns into this. This is a person that turns into this. I like that they are summoning Vesson spirits now, because now that opens up, now they can start going around the world again to weird spirit Vessons. Vesson. Sorry.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and I totally think that we've talked about opening up the world in the way that we have and whatever, but I wasn't, I was bored.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it. I mean, even though he was a cat, and I love cats. I love cats. So I was like, oh, kitty. But it was kind of boring, and I think that as soon as we got, the first time they mentioned that this kid was bullied for being Native American and his dad was killed in an accident by strangers and they haven't been caught, I was like, he's killing off the people who killed his dad.
It was very straightforward. There was no mystery to it.
Yeah,
but it took them so long to reveal it.
You're right. In that it was a little bit predictable in that sense. As soon as they revealed the pieces of the puzzle, the puzzle was easy to solve. But I like the. In my mind, it is a Vesson. I don't know how you guys feel about this. To me, this is still a Vesson. It's a Vesson spirit, but in a world that has magic, like Hexen beasts and everything, it's still Vesson, as opposed to the golem.
Yeah.
Which was otherworldly. It was more like a creature rooted in magic, as opposed to a creature that uses magic to exist.
I was thinking remember the Halloween episode? I think it was last season or season before.
What was the Vesson?
It was the La Muerta. Was that right?
Was it the woman who?
The woman who came for the children and pulled them into the lake.
The lake. Yeah.
Because she was kind of like a ghost. Remember, Nick was trying to fight her underwater, and she just disappeared. Gone.
Right.
Yeah.
James said, I like the story, but I really like that the shaman sensing that there was something special about Nick. I agree.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That the tribe leader was like, no, you shouldn't drink this. There's something special. I was like, yeah.
That's cool that he could see that, right? He goes, I didn't see it before.
I want that. I want whatever that was. I want to discuss
Oh,
that.
and he said it might not be good for you or something. I wanted to see him take, like, what would happen to Nick. I'm always interested to see what would happen to Nick.
I appreciate that we had Hank being like, yeah, you should stay. Somebody should stay sober.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to babysit. I appreciate that.
Well, because we are, like, Nick is already a volatile being. Like, he's not just a Grimm, he's a zombie Grimm, and
And
Yeah.
Krampus.
Oh, yeah, Krampus, yeah. He
Yeah.
was kind of a weird...
And the little goblin kids.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, so there's a lot of weird, like, things
Well, that was
kinda-
just it was the Vesson trait, was the
Right, right.
kids.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But what about the Krampus? Was that a
It was
trait too?
yeah, it was just a Vesson. It was just like, it was very, he didn't voga normally.
Yeah.
But anyway,
The volcano guy.
but
And
yeah,
the girl, and the girl from last time who didn't, the frog girl who didn't vote.
well, again, she was still like a Vesson.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. I like that we're exploring these other things. I just felt like this story was boring.
I want to see more humans like this shaman guy who practice these like ancient arts that can dive into this world but still be human.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Well, that's what I really connected to in this episode, because I find, like, personally, I find Native American culture very fascinating because, like,
Is that
the
why you
whole.
wanted to make jokes?
I mean,
Sorry. Go on.
thank you for not letting that drop. Yeah.
It's not. I wouldn't.
But I enjoy that because, like, I like the idea of connecting to the earth, to, like, this the whatever you want to call it, but the best word is spirit that exists within any animal and tree and just the world itself. And when you apply that sort of mentality to something cool like Grimm, like in the world that we've built on Grimm, you can pull cool stuff out of it.
Yeah.
Like and the Mishipeshu or the Gitchi Ani Bijou, I believe is the
Mishipeshu.
other one, which I will not try again after this.
Wait, I love that he's like, oh, it's the Mishipeshu, or something incredibly
Or
difficult.
the Gitchi Ani Bijou.
What is it?
And I literally I rewound it like 3 times trying to like figure out how to pronounce it, and that's the best I can do.
Mishipeshu, guys. Mishipeshu.
But it's a horn water serpent viper, or
Looks like a kitty.
an underwater panther,
Meow.
or the great lynx is one of the official names for it. Like real life, what it's called by actual Ojibwe Native Americans.
Okay.
Which is all rooted in a real piece of Native American mythology.
Which, I mean, all our stories are rooted
Yeah,
in
it's
something.
mostly rooted from somewhere. But
Yeah.
like just knowing that they didn't like just pull this out of nowhere
Right.
is always good.
Yeah.
But I did really enjoy that, and I like that this creature is not just like a guy.
Yeah.
It's something that's it's something that's protecting this tribe and these people, and that's sort of where the lore came from. I would love to find out the Native American history behind Vesson and Grimm's, if there's like a Native American like version of a Grimm.
Well, I mean, I don't think it would be any different because all the other cultures just have the Grimm. You know what I mean? Like, all the other creatures from all the other cultures have the Grimm.
Because the Grimms seem to just travel the world and
Right.
hunt down Vesson no matter where they
Yeah,
went.
but they're like supposedly all descendant from like this one area. Just like, I wonder if there are different like the equivalent of a Grimm
Yeah.
in other cultures who can see Vesson but is not Vesson, like the tribe leader. Like, what if he is is like, what are the rules here with quote humans
Yeah.
who are able to access pieces of the Vesson world?
Well, I mean, I feel like the tribe leader, because he wasn't, in general, I think that he wasn't, able to usually look for or see these other creatures.
But
Because he
during
even
that-
said, he even said, like, you want to go talk about, or you want to go look for this creature that is a myth. You know what I mean? Like, he was very skeptical, and I think that he wasn't,
Well, but he believed. You could tell
I
that
mean,
he
he believed, but I think that he was also not like, I've seen him before,
But
and I'll see him again.
He believed real quick, though. Like, he wasn't shocking. It wasn't like, this is all...
Well, because he sent, I mean, as someone who sends people on these, kind of spirit quests and power quests, of course he believes. I think he believed that there was some connection. I don't think he expected to see what he saw.
So then, if you expand upon that, then, like, so he went on this power quest and connected somehow to believe that this is all real.
Yeah.
Is there a way that using, like, whether it's the potion, for lack of a better term, the herbal mix that they use in the tent, all that stuff, is there a way that humans can take on traits of a Grimm to, like, access, like, the ability to see Vessen?
Yeah, because he could see into Nick a little bit. Like, he's like, oh, I can sense something. So I imagine if there was a Vessen sitting in that same room, he would have been like, whoa, something with you too.
Yeah,
maybe not exactly, but like,
if this guy can access just a piece of it, just enough to see that Nick is, there's something different, that he's a Grimm, and he doesn't know that word, so he can't apply any knowledge to it. But is there a human next level up who has spent enough of their life focused on this that they can,
I think,
get deeper into it?
I think you're both wrong.
oh boy.
Ow.
Sorry. I
Ow.
disagree. I think that this man, I think it would be the same if we went into any culture and you met a spiritual leader.
Well, that's what we're
of some
talking about.
But I don't think there's something special. I think there's a sense of faith and belief. I don't think that he can see things that other people can't. I think that he is connected in the way that, if we take out magic, right? Let's put this in our world and take out the whole magic, Grimm, whatever. I think that you will meet people who are on that level who will see, oh, there's a darkness about you, or oh, there's a whimsy about you. There are people who can see that regardless of this Grimm magic-y thing. Does that make sense?
Yes, but going back into our Grimm world, there's a difference between, let's say, like a Roman Orthodox priest who's spiritual and a Native American
tribe
leader who is, his spirituality is about connecting to the earth, to the animals, to the trees. And since Vessen are all like they're all pieces of animals, like are like a part of who they are. My thought, like, once we get finally a reveal, I hope at some point, to Vessen origins, like where this all started, I think that and what we just saw, we may look back at this episode and say, like, they started building something with that tiny little moment.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree. I think because there's shamanesque people in all types of cultures around the world.
Yeah.
And I feel like they all have that connectedness to, like, that's their whole thing, is to be connected to, like, the earth and the animals and the, spirits and stuff around them. So I feel like they could do that.
Yeah. Well,
that'd be cool though to see some kind of like crazy shaman Vessen hunter who like uses some like potion or special dust he ground up, like throws it and breathes it in, and all of a sudden he just sees Vessen. And he finds some hair.
Interesting.
See, that's the fun that you can have if you let that part of the world expand. But we've only got about 10 minutes left, so let's talk about the other stuff, because there's some interesting parts of this besides just the story and the spirit and the Mishipeshu and all of that. We got Detective Ferris back.
Yeah.
This is like, in case you didn't remember, she was from the episode Highway of Tears with the Indian Vessen. I can't remember what they voted. They were from India. They were that type.
No,
I know it's confusing,
Weren't
but they were
like snakes or something, like cobras.
Yeah, they were snaky.
yes, thank you. And they were like going to sacrifice her.
At the beginning, it was the beginning of the season, because Nick didn't have his powers back.
Yes.
Right?
That was when he got his powers back. It was the episode he got his powers back in.
Now.
She was going to be sacrificed as a religious ritual, and they were going to also sacrifice Nick, and then he has powers back and save the day.
Of course.
But now she's here, and she wants to help out. She's like, I like you guys. Let me be on your team. And now by the end of her storyline, like she helps out and she does her thing. She sees it and like she's like, I don't want to say it, like because I don't want to be crazy. But now she is playing host to the Mishipeshu.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that is going to be something that sticks around?
I don't think so. It finished its mission. I feel like it wanted to just kill those 3 people, and it did. Right?
Yes, but now it's tied to her, and the way that shot ended, it felt like that we're not done with her character. So, what do you think? Like, I guess we could be done with the Mishipeshu, but we're not. I don't think we're done with her.
No, obviously she'll be like, what just happened?
I mean, I agree with you 100%. I think we're definitely going to see her come back. I do think that the Mishipeshu might either stay in her for a bit or leave, and then sorry guys, and then I couldn't help it, and then we'll have to see her be like, what just happened? You were right. No, what you said.
They're gonna open up on another episode, find her bloody in the woods eating someone else. Not again.
She's turning into Monroe back before when he was bad.
Oh. When he used to eat people.
When he used to eat people.
But it is something that could be very interesting.
I think she's definitely coming back. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I'd be curious to see if Hank has any like leftover emotional state or anything like that. That like because that's what he went through was really rough, and I thought that the direction in this episode was real, and the writing of especially just Hank's storyline there.
His acting was
really
good. He finally had a chance to shine, I think.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was good.
Oh yeah, it was like all of that combined for just a fantastic sequence of his like seeing the flashbacks, and experiencing them.
Him being a 5-year-old child. 5, 10, how old the kid was?
Yeah, five and a half.
5.5. My bad. Him being a 5-year-old child was just so amazing to see.
Yeah, well, I say the 5.5 because like it was those little details that made it real. Because a 5-year-old absolutely counts the quarters of a year in their age, and that makes
they may not have it correct, but they definitely count it.
but Russell Hornsby. Absolute, like if you had any doubt that he was a phenomenal actor before, because he hasn't had a lot of play with in this show,
right?
He's pretty straightforward most of the time.
That means you haven't seen his SVU episode, guys.
I have not.
He was wonderful.
But if you had any doubts before, as I was saying, this is proof that no, he is a great actor.
Yeah, also, watch his SVU episode.
But yeah, I mean, it was great. Do you guys have any other thoughts on the storyline on the Mishipeshu or any of the Vesson of the Week story?
No.
I was worried at first when I saw the like Native American thing coming on, and then he like was ripping people's throats out and kind of transforming. I was like, oh boy, don't go Twilight on this, Grimm.
But it's also the fact just that he has now experienced to some degree what it's like to be powered, if only for like a couple minutes. And maybe he doesn't remember it, but it has to affect you being possessed. Granted, he's had some crazy stuff happen to him.
Man, he was so strong too. He was throwing Nick around like a rag doll.
Yeah.
Although I feel like maybe Nick was holding back a little bit.
Nick was definitely holding back.
Yeah.
Like Nick was like, I'm not going to use my crazy Grimm strength on you because you're my friend and I know you're human, and if I like throw you through a wall tomorrow, you're not going to feel good.
Right.
And I also need you to drive a car while we're working, or to like look stuff up while I'm driving. Like whichever way it is, like you need Hank in operational status.
Right.
Anyway, let's do some predicting.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
It's yours! That's the big quote from the next song.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's yours.
I have the list of what was next on. Ready?
Yeah. Well, we got Adeline and...
Adeline reveals that she is preggo. Kenneth bails Juliet out of jail. And he tells Juliet that Adeline is preggo.
Wow.
And then we have Juliet threatening Adeline in the police station.
Yeah, she says,
So it's true.
I'm gonna rip this bitch's throat out, I believe was the quote.
Lydia says, I'm gonna rip your throat out, ... with my teeth. Scary.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lydia. Lydia, seek help.
Or just keep watching Grimm, because
Yeah.
it's a good...
Yeah, no, that's help. That's what I meant.
It's a venting system for those kinds
I'm
of
here to help.
animalistic behaviors.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited for next week. I really hope that this is the bulk of next week's episode, because there's a lot that they showed us there.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just, in my head, pictured Adeline telling Nick, like, this is your baby. And then Nick just dropping everything. I'm going to take care of this child.
Why would he do that?
I'm going to take care of this baby. It's his baby.
Well, that's the thing, is like, how do you react if...
I have a much more important question.
Let's...
Blood tests? People?
It will melt the test tube. It's got xenomorph blood.
No, that's Juliet.
But maybe
Juliet.
this crazy baby does too.
Why would this crazy baby have it?
Because it happened during a metamorphosis
Okay.
too, just like,
Okay.
you know?
Tari says his prediction was right. Kenneth and Juliet are going to be a dream team.
Oh, no.
You don't like that?
I mean, they're clearly going to be working together.
She's totally going to hit it.
Kenneth?
Yeah. I mean, because if she hit Renard, she'd hit Kenneth.
I mean, you also don't bring in someone that pretty
Yeah.
without giving them somebody to make out with.
Right? He's very pretty, guys.
He's uncomfortably pretty. Like, he's like,
do you guys
get
think-
off my TV, pretty
Do you
boy.
think Nick and Juliet are gonna get back together after all of this? This is leading to, I mean, they're getting further and further apart.
It's going to be real tough.
Just let all that go.
I disagree. I think they're going to be fine.
You think?
Yes.
I don't care that you slept with Captain Renard and Kenneth the Prince.
Well, to be fair, she already did a lot of stuff with Renard the last time she was under the influence of some kind of crazy magic.
And he's impregnated Adeline.
But he didn't know.
But see, the
She's
thing is,
under a spell. That's
true.
the thing is, yes,
Yeah.
both of these people it is totally not their fault what has happened to either one of them. But the real question at that point is, can you let go of it?
Right.
Can you...
That's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, can you... As much as you may love this person, can you look past the fact that he has a baby with, your worst enemy? And can you look past the fact that she slept with your boss? We think.
I think it's a fair assumption. I'm going to put it this way. Somebody's going to have to die.
I agree. I've been saying it this
I know
whole
you
season. Somebody is not going to make it out of this season
But you've
alive.
been saying it for a different reason.
I have, but I still maintain that somebody is not making it out of the season. I think the show needs somebody to go, because there's just so many characters running around right now, and the balance is off, and it's fun right now. I don't need a change immediately, but I think for the show to move forward, somebody's gonna have to die. And with that, that's gonna be it for this week here at AfterBuzz TV. We've been talking about Grimm Season 4, Episode 18, Mishipeshu. Dillon Chance, until next week, where can people keep up with you?
You can keep up with me on Twitter at Dillon Chance. That's DillonChance.
Yael Tygiel.
You can find me online at yael.tv. That's yael.tv. Also on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, other places. I'm doing a giveaway. Make sure you are following me there at Yael Tygiel, YaelTygiel.
Nice. Once again, I'm Tari J. Miller. On Twitter at Tari J. It's TauriJay. Yep.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter at @ZachWilson, ThatzachWilson, and also here at AfterBuzz on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Tuesdays and Daredevil. We're going to be talking about, on this Wednesday, episodes 3 and 4. Be sure to tune in. Guys, I'm Zach Wilson, and thanks for geeking out with us.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.